Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm taking part in another international project challenge with Kylie Bertucci, which is a monthly challenge, and it is thank you, and I thought it would be a great idea to have a little thank you that has a gift card. Now this is inspired by one I saw on heartfeltstamping.com, but I've obviously made this my own, and I've kind of used a couple of stamp sets, the Bottled Happiness, but with this lovely floral image on here, and I've also used for the sentiment Flowers of Friendship. This is a really good one for 3 different sentiments for thank you, particularly many thanks from all of us. Often, you know, you're giving something as a joint gift. I know we do that at work quite a bit, so that's a great one. Little card, big thanks, I think is another super, and then thank you for everything. So yeah, that's a really good stamp set to have available. The Bottled Happiness, obviously here you can see I've used the fun floral image, but on the inside I've used the bottle as well, and it is so pretty. And then I've actually used, this is actually some of the Sweet Sorbet metallic ribbon, but because it's kind of it's got sort of subtle shimmers in it, and I thought actually it still worked really well with the Blushing Bride. And I'm using up some of my retired DSP. I've still got some subtles. Well, I've still got some of the DSP paper stacks that have just retired. The colours obviously are still there, but the actual patterns change each year for these. So these are 6x6 pads. They are fabulous because it means you've got some DSP in every colour of the colour family, and then you've got some really useful patterns. And on the new ones, and this would have been perfect if I had it, you've got a lovely floral on the one side, and then stripes, and then the other pattern is this lovely check with dots on the back, and you get those in all of the colours, as you can see there. So as I say, I haven't got it yet, because I'm determined, as the colours haven't changed, to try and use up more of that than I usually do. And then Pool Party and Blushing Bride is a favourite colour combo that I rather like for all sorts. So that's what we're going to make. As always, the links to buy the products are in my description bar below my video, and also on my blog as well at Flutter by Heidi, so you can find them there. So to start off with then, really easy. Obviously it is a standard card base, so for me in the UK that's I trim mine down to 14.5 and by 21, which I then score at 10.5. I've done the dimensions in inches and in US A4 as well, because obviously you have a slightly different card, which means your layers are slightly different. So I will put all of those, I'll try and put them in the YouTube description box below as well. There's a little pointy arrow like that just in this bottom corner here. If you click on that, it'll expand and it'll show you all the links that you need. So there's my card base, as simple as that. Other things that we're going to need is some card to stamp on. So we need that panel for the front, and that is it is, I can't remember what size it is. It is 6.5 by 10.5. So it's 6 by 10 centimetres, that one. Let me just check. Yes, it is. So that is 6 by 10 centimetres. The layer that I want for the front of my card, this one here, I've just made that slightly bigger. So my DSP I've done at 8.5 by 12.5, and then I've done my layer of card at 8.8 by 12.8. So just a teeny tiny little border on that. And I've gone for the side that I intended to use on my first sample, but I put the glue on the wrong side. Just saying, because that's the way we roll, and this is what happens sometimes. So I've actually gone for this fabulous check, which is kind of what I use as a trellis on a number of cards. I like it because it's quite a narrow sort of border. So that's quite simple. I've also got a piece of card for the inside, which is 14 by 10, which I'm going to do some stamping on. And then I've got a piece of card for the gift card holder, which is, which I didn't show you, 17 by 10.5. So yeah, the great thing about this is you've got a gift card holder. It's not just a card. So one of the things we do, you know, obviously when we thank people often is give them a gift card. And I just thought it was a really nice idea, which is where I got from Heartfelt Stamping, to have that in there. And then just to sort of have a little ribbon, not least of all because the ribbon kind of encourages people to undo it as well. I would hope that that is fairly obvious. I kind of hadn't thought about it really. Perhaps I should have left it untied. Anyway, let's give it a go. So you'll just need to tweak your little bow and tie it. There we go. So yeah, the whole point, it's a gift card holder as well. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do some stamping. So a couple of things on here. So on my, I'm going to do same colours but slightly different colourway. As in, I'll use, you know, just rotate the colours around a little bit. So I'm actually going to use my Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to pop my bottle just a part way on to the inside of the card. So you've got a really nice strong vase there. I'm then going to use my Blushing Bride and my Pool Party for the leaves. So I've done this both ways, and I think I'm finding that doing the leaves first, particularly if they're in a darker colour, is a good way to go. So I'm kind of going to add my leaves in first. The downside is obviously you've got to, I probably should have done my vase afterwards so I didn't stamp over, but there we go. So I've done my leaves. Now I'm inking up with my Blushing Bride. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to find those centres of the flowers and use those to line up. So I'm kind of using the top one and bottom right. And actually that's, yeah, it's not too bad. It is easier to do when you're using a larger stamp. So that's for the inside of my card. That's all done. And then for the front of my card, let's actually... just grab a different sentiment. I'm going to do little card, big thanks. I'm going to do this on the front in Flirty Flamingo, because I just think it helps sometimes to have a slightly stronger colour for a sentiment. It helps it stand out a little bit more. And let's just pop that in the corner there. I'm going to leave my Flirty Flamingo out, because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in with my leaves first. Let it well. I'm going to ink my Stamp Up with Blushing Bride, and then I'm going to come in with my sponge dauber and just add a little extra colour in there. And again, just got to come in and look at where my leaves are. I'm just lining those up with the apertures of the centres. And I probably should have done that on my Stampin' Pierce mat as well. So there we go. There's our sort of floral spray. So I'm going to pop my ink pads away before I get into an inky mess. Those of you who watch me will know that's a fairly regular occurrence. It happens, as you can see. So that's ready to go on the front. So it's a really simple card in terms... Oh, what I haven't done is done the stamping on the front of the card. So with this, I am going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. What I've actually done is I've grabbed my good old Post-it notes. And I'm just masking at the very top where that score line is for my card. Because what I don't want to do is get it over the back. I'm going to use my Blushing Bride, and we'll see which one works best, whether it's the leaves or whether it's the flowers. Actually, I think I might have used flowers anyway on the last one. So I'm just going to do some sort of self-coloured stamping by using the Blushing Bride. And I'm kind of going to work my way around on each side, and that's going to create a sort of pattern in the background. What I'm going to do though is start at the centre in the bottom here, and then just sort of come up to that corner. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave a bit more of a gap there and just come in. There we go. There we go. And so that's, you know, I mean, it creates quite a pretty background. If you hadn't got the same colour ink as the card you're stamping on, you wanted to get that same tone on tone effect, if you grab your Versamark and use that, you'll get a very similar effect to it as well. So that's a good way if you haven't got quite the ink that you want. So now I'm going to add this on using some dimensionals. Now, because this is going to have a gift card holder on the front, I want to make sure that this is really nice and secure. So I'm kind of putting a few more dimensionals on perhaps than I would usually. And it's also a larger kind of layer as well. So I want to make sure that it's well supported in the centre and in the middle. So just remove the backs from those. And using repeat stamping is a good way to kind of get the impression almost of DSP, but it's a little bit more subtle as well. And then just pop that in the centre of your card, like so. While we're here, we can add a layer to the inside. You know, not essential, but, you know, doesn't it make a difference if you have a look? You know, there's the inside of your card. You know, pop this in and all of a sudden this really does show people why handmade cards are so special. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got to create our little gift card holder. So for this I've taken a piece of cardstock that is 17 by 10.5 centimetres, and quite simply I am going to score at 6.5 at 13. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder to reinforce that. And then you want some either quick grab glue, or you will want some fine tape, because you only want to glue just at the outer edges of these. And make sure you've got your gift card to hand, because what you want to do is pop it in and then press it either side, and what that does is it just bows it very slightly so that your gift card will come in and out really easily, like so. I have little visitors. I have a cat. He may make an appearance. I'm sure it's because he's used to being on Zoom now with work that, you know, he thinks, yeah, fine, she's talking to people, so I can come and join in. Yeah. While that's drying, I can pop my front layer on. Just double check I have got that the right size. I have. There we go. And then you can just add a bit of tape to the, just to hold it in place around about the inside. So as I said, this is 10.5 wide. So at that sort of 5 centimetre bit, I'm just going to put some adhesive down the middle. And that is just simply to, there we go, so it's about the right, about halfway down. So about 5, just over 5, yeah, perfect. What you do want is to make sure that is really well glued on. So I would recommend either Stampin' Seal Plus or Tombow on the back of the gift card holder. And you've seen I've been quite generous with the glue there. Open out your card flat though, and then pop that in the centre of your panel. Like, just hold it while it adheres, and you can just tie your little bow like so. So it's a thank you. It is a thank you card, but it's also a gift card holder. So if you've enjoyed the project, please do go follow the link to the voting page and click me a like on there, and so I can join in with the actual blog highlights itself. It would be lovely if I got chosen again to do that. So thank you all of you who voted last time. And there you have it. So we have Blushing Bride and Pool Party. Pearls. Yep. So again, mission to use up my pearls. I say this every time, don't I, when I come to use them. It does make a difference. So I'm using up some of these pearls that, as you can see, I have had a little while. So I'm just going to pop those, and they do just bring it to life slightly more. So there we have it. Yeah. Okay, so now it's finished. 2 cards, Blushing Bride and Pool Party. Do you have a preference? Does it work well both ways? I think it does. And I think this DSP does work better, but I'm really looking forward to using my DSP up and getting some new stuff too. So thank you for watching as always, and if you'd like to purchase items, pop along to my shop at flutterbyheidi.co.uk or heidismith.stampinup.net. Really appreciate it if you choose me as your demonstrator. Come back soon. Bye now.